Well, hello there, motherfuckers. So, how do you have a SmackDown without the world champion or any build up at all for the world championship match? And the funny thing is, the name of the pay per view is Clash of Champions. It's all about like basically every match on the show being a championship match, even though it's not every single match is a championship match because it's just, SmackDown the pay per view. Anyway, let's get down to business here. We start off. Sami Zayn is explaining that, this is ringside and, this is the entrance ramp. So when he was barred from ringside last week in Kevin Owens' match, it didn't really apply because he attacked Orton on the ramp. Zayn was annoying here. He gets the job done. It's okay. They did the same check, stupid routine again. It was funny the first time, but once again, we're going back to the well once too many times. So Randy Orton comes out of nowhere while Zayn's up on the ramp. RKO's Owens. Shane makes a match between Zayn and Orton. Kevin Owens will be handcuffed to the ring rope. Rusev and Aiden English defeated New Day. So now Rusev is going to be in the tag team, I suppose. They're going to really make this a team. Why they couldn't make Rusev into a singles wrestler, why that was so hard, it blows my mind. How is it that he was in a big high-profile match against Cena, 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, I guess you could say. And, it really just shows when you look at a guy like Rusev that they could build and build a guy for years and years, and then they still have no idea how to make that guy lose and still maintain, any sort of credibility. Like I said, when Stone Cold lost, when The Rock lost, you didn't see them in similar positions like this. It's pretty pathetic. Mojo Rawley cut a promo backstage, and I have to ask, where's Zack Ryder? Where's the world champion? Where are these people? Were they take a night off? So Zack Ryder gets brutally attacked by Mojo last week. His partner turns on him, and Zack Ryder has nothing to say. I'm not sure. I see on social media that these guys are interacting, but when it comes time for, that what really matters, like the actual show, they're nowhere to be found. So Mojo said that, he was on, he was on a high. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. For those with lapsed memories, they didn't even do anything with him after that. But apparently when Zack Ryder returned from his injury, he started weighing Mojo down, and that's why he did what he did. Anyway, backstage again, Daniel Bryan is discussing with the women that the matches between Charlotte and Natalya, Clash of Champions, they all start arguing with each other. Ruby Riott comes in. Sarah Logan says something. Liv Morgan says something. I mean, God. Let me tell you guys something. These wrestlers here, Ruby Riott and everybody, they're so amateurish. This isn't even really the part I want to talk about. It's more like when they came out for the match, later on, just how horrible they sound, how amateurish they sound. We'll get to that in a bit. So I like the part where Daniel Bryan said, "Enough!" I thought that was a little bit funny. So he makes it a lumberjack match so all the girls can be involved at the pay-per-view. Wow, a lot of backstage stuff, which is, good, all in a row here. Corbin and Rude were doing some Scott Steiner math in the back. Oh, well, I have a third of a chance less of winning. I have a third chance less of chance of retaining my title. You know, like, didn't they learn from, like, the Scott Steiner promo that, like, doing this mathematical shit is just stupid? I will agree with Wade Keller about that. Them discussing, oh, yeah, third chance of winning. It doesn't bother me to the point of Wade Keller, but I'm just saying that they say it all the time. Whenever it's a fatal four-way, you never heard JR and the King ever talking about this. You know, it wasn't even a thing during the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era. All of a sudden, you know, like, out of the blue, they started doing this mathematical shit, and it doesn't even make any type of sense. You know, they do math equations half the time. You know, it's another person in the match. There's no math needed, okay? We know 1, 2, 3. We can count. So, you know, Ziggler is involved now, which is a bit odd. You know, it's like he hasn't been there in a couple weeks. He all of a sudden comes back and he's inserted in the match. Like, you know, wrestlers getting rewarded for nothing. Like I'm saying, I know it's fake, but wrestlers, they get beat and they shouldn't, like, be rewarded on the show. You know, you're showing, like, a guy constantly losing like Ziggler, and then they award him with a title match. Like, he hasn't even been on the show. So why would he be inserted into that match? The Bludgeon Brothers beat some jobbers. This makes a lot of sense. So, you know, you beat the Hype Brothers 2 weeks in a row, established team, 2 stars that everybody knows. And then they go to facing jobbers the next week. Isn't that a little backwards? I'm like wasting my time here. Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin, you know, they had a little short match. Ziggler was on commentary. He interferes. Then they do the video package of AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal. And I gotta say, guys, that this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. You have Clash of Champions coming up. Clash of Champions. With the AJ Styles is on the fucking poster. And neither guy even cuts not even a minute promo. Nobody. Nobody from the match is involved at all. Jinder Mahal beats up the Singh brothers last week. Follow up? No. AJ Styles going to cut a promo? No, nothing. You got to be, I mean, you have to be kidding me. Who the fuck is booking this show? I mean, Road Dogg. So you don't think, Road Dogg, that it's important to have a world champion? Not only should he be on every show, but the fact of the matter is you have a pay-per-view coming up with him on the poster. He's all over your website. AJ Styles, the big star, and he's nowhere to be found. Is the challenger even there? No. At least I could have just criticized him, you know, just by saying, okay, well, AJ's down on the show, but at least Jinder's there, or Jinder's down on the show, but at least AJ's there. But I can't say any of that. At least they remembered to put him in a video package, but it's just a video package. You know, we have time to put Rusev and Aiden English in a tag match that nobody cares about, but no fucking time for AJ Styles, the world champion. Yep, okay. Got it. Charlotte defeated Tamina. This is the part where I want to talk about, so who cares about the match? Fuck the match. Ruby Riott comes out. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Guys, I want you to forget about everybody else here. Listen to Ruby Riott. I swear to God, if there is any of you brainless YWC NXT fanboys who want to come at me and defend Ruby Riott, oh, she's a talented wrestler. Oh, okay. That promo, when she came out, and the Sarah Logan with this stupid stereotypical Thunder thing. My papa always said, you look scared like long-tailed cats. in a room full of rocking chairs. Like that is, first of all, JR had said that line. That's where it's being pulled from. That's an old saying. I don't even know what Liv Morgan is saying. No one is safe. I'm not scared at all. And the way how they're reading their lines, it's almost like it's written on the inside of their eyelids. Like, for fuck's sakes, like there's some invisible cue cards or something. I mean, they should be embarrassed. I wrote it on Twitter. WWE should be embarrassed that these girls are going out there on the main roster and doing performances like this, putting forth a performance of this caliber, of this quality, of this mediocre quality, of this shitty, crappy, bad quality, coming out there and sounding like amateurs on a professional wrestling show. I'm supposed to be watching professionals. This isn't developmental anymore. This is not NXT. See, if it's NXT, I understand, because that is, despite what people say, developmental territory. That's where they put the guys before they come to WWE. They try to make it to be something more, but at the end of the day, that was what Florida Championship Wrestling was replaced with. So it is still developmental. But they're coming out there, and my God, Ruby Riott is very, very hard to look at. I mean, it's not even a matter of, like her being a heel and she's, supposed to look a certain way. No, she's very unpleasant to look at, is all I'm going to say. We've seen heels and everything, but my God, I mean, you could be hated. I mean, Rick Rude was, he was not an ugly guy, but he was hated. You know what I'm saying? It's like, where did they get this gutter trash looking girl from? I mean, this is what constitutes a star? This is what constitutes a place on the WWE roster that used to be such an elite company that you'd have guys looking like, well, I just mentioned Rick Rude, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Stone Cold, The Rock, like the way they look at, okay, so, the sexist, okay, so Sable, and Trish Stratus and Lita, and the way how all these beautiful women looked, and you know what I'm even saying? Like, you even had somebody like Luna Vachon. But, she wasn't good looking, but it's just something like I put Luna and Ruby side by side, and I would take Luna any day of the week. I mean, but it's more about the promos here, guys. I mean, my God. So we have the match between Orton and Sami Zayn, and Orton has to beat Zayn with a roll-up for some reason. Owens breaks the handcuffs. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out. Nakamurphy is back on TV. Who cares? Anyway, so, Shinsuke, beats them both up. So it's Orton and Shinsuke standing tall, and Shane makes the match. So we're going to have Orton and Shinsuke, Nakamurphy, and, Shit Kick Nakamurphy teaming up to face Owens and Zayn, Bitch Boy Cab Driver, and Fat Boy Sami Zayn at a Clash of Champions. And if Zayn and Owens lose, they are not only fired from SmackDown, they are fired from the entire WWE. Now, see, that makes sense. At least there's a stipulation here. But why is this on Night of Champions? I don't get it. When the whole gimmick of this pay-per-view is supposed to be Clash of Champions, which is pretty much like Night of Champions, but, they want to do that whole WCW thing, whatever. So, okay, I'll credit them that. There's a stipulation on the match. It's existing for a reason on the card. So that's something. But what is this, like, Orton and Nakamurphy teaming together? It doesn't gel well at all. Whatever. I don't understand how they have time to do this, but no time for the world champion on their show for a Clash of Champions build-up. I don't understand what they're thinking. How did they get to a show with no world champion on it. You know, it's like their memory must have really lapsed over, or you know, I'm sure somebody's gonna come in the comments and tell me why AJ wasn't there and why Jinder wasn't there. But I'd love to know why both guys weren't there. So let me know that. And other than that, why would they? You know, why does it take place? I've said this in the past. Why do they book these guys to do separate shit? Uh, right before when it really matters. Anyway, guys, whatever. Horrible show. This has been your YWC champ signing out.